The crazy thing is I'm in Germany. I'm in Germany right now because the show that I've been working on for the past year is going international. And I had to premiere it in Germany at this festival. That never crossed my mind that even as a remote possibility that Final Space could even go international. Man. I swear, I'm gonna get emotional on this thing. I'm gonna get emotional on this thing. I'm gonna try not to be, because I get embarrassed. I get embarrassed when I get emotional. But I laid out all on the table. All the chips are on the table with me. Yeah, it's been an emotional year.
Are you still there? Are you dead, Quinn?
And
15 seconds.
You know, working on a TV show, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and I don't think Final Space is a perfect show. Can I just say that? I would love to say that. Well, I guess I can. It's my video. There's definitely improvements that we can make, and I think that's okay, especially for season one. Season one from a first-time creator. You know, I went to college. I went to college for this stuff, but University of Memphis. What's the University of Memphis gonna teach me? I am super proud of it. I'm even more so proud of the people that worked their butt off on this thing. I am so proud of those people. Thank you so much. So I don't know if you guys don't mind, I would love just to open up about a guy chasing his dreams, you know? My hope is that somebody sees this, and maybe they're an aspiring creator, maybe they want to go to TV, whatever, film, maybe they want to be a teacher, a chef, whatever it is, maybe this just gives you the feeling that you're not alone, you know?
Yes!
That we all experience stress and anxiety, and everybody puts on this like freaking shield that they're like an X-Men. I went into this really cold, you know. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know the whirlwind that was awaiting me. Maybe you get something out of this, you know. Maybe. That's the hope. My heart has always been in creating. I love to do it. It's everything I want, you know. And I've been online for over a decade. I've heard every insult that you can literally be called. I've been called nobody, unfunny. I've been multiple cuss words, a variation of 3 to 4. I've been everything that you could think of. I've been called. You know, at first, when I first started doing online, man, that crap hurt. It hurt. I would overlook hundreds of positive comments, and you would see that one. I'm like, dang, I do suck. You know, I am no way. I'm not funny. What am I doing? And the more you keep doing it, the more you get like a harder skin. You get a tougher skin, and you realize how just unoriginal those insults are. The thing that really helped me was turning negativity into motivation fuel. Okay. And so basically, I would just convert it, you know, I would convert it into something positive. And there's gonna be people, man, there's gonna be people that freaking hate everything you do. You could breathe, you know, just breathe. I hate that guy, you know? As Admiral Akbar once said, it's a trap, okay? Don't get in the weeds over dumb little things. Just think them and move on. Get out of there. It's a trap. I say this because you really need to be your biggest ally. Because it might just be you. You might not have like a support group around you at all times, you know? So if this is your biggest ally, you're good. When the show got picked up, I remember the first thought I thought was, I'm a nobody. That was literally the first, what, is this real? I mean, at any moment, I'm gonna be Truman Showed, cameras are gonna come out, and they're gonna say, guess what? It was all fake. And that was because I was not my biggest ally. I wasn't. I was, that was me thinking I didn't deserve it. That was me thinking I didn't deserve it. There's no cameras have popped out yet, so I'm assuming it's real. Man, I am not somebody that gets life wins. Life wins in my life do not happen. And the thing is, I love my life. I have lived a very colorful life with a lot of embarrassing, disappointing failures. And I mean, my biggest win wasn't, I don't even think was the show. You know, I don't even think that was a win. I think my biggest win was marrying probably the most beautiful, supportive woman in the world. Nay, the universe. Man, without her, oh. Oh man. I will say, another victory was shooting a guy in the butthole 35 times with a paintball gun. Out of context, that sounds really absurd and bad. So if anybody doesn't know me, that everything happened so fast. So fast. It was a blur. And I remember she just was like, go for it. Go for it. I was like, all right, here we go. We're going. I'm going. There was no time to even construct a plan of anything. Before I knew it, I was meeting with attorneys and agents, and I had to find a place within like a week. And unless you have the credit score of Jesus himself, you are not getting a place in LA. You guys all convinced me to do this purple mattress ad where I acted in it. And if I did not do that, I would not have gotten a place. I spent 6 months basically hotel hopping, burning through all my cash to pitch the show, that when it came time to actually get a place, I just didn't have the money. And I slept on an air mattress for weeks. So I didn't want to move my entire life, you know, my wife and my dogs and all my crap, you know, like literally across the country, and then find out that the show didn't end up working out, you know, and then I would have been stuck in LA. We pretty much just flew back and forth. I flew her out to LA. She would visit me. I would literally fly to Nashville, and I basically did that for a whole year. You know, I played it safe. I don't know if that was the best plan, but it was a safe plan. You know, it was the safe plan because I didn't know what was going to happen with the show. There was a span of like 3 months of a time where I was tight on money, couldn't really fly out my wife, because you have to join all these guilds, man, and they take so much money from you, man. And the hardest thing that I had to deal with while making the show, and I know, man, I'm gonna get emotional talking about this, and just please forgive me, but this is real raw Olin. I'm getting real. I'm getting raw. The hardest thing for me was the loneliness. The loneliness. And to be honest, I didn't expect that to even be a thing, you know? And I don't know. It's so strange. It's one of the strangest things to happen to me because I haven't experienced this in such a strong way. And man, the loneliness I felt at times, you know, and maybe that's the fact of just being away from my wife and my dogs, and you're in a new city by yourself, you know, and your mind, I mean, just goes to places that you would never think. And maybe it was just like because I was writing the scripts that I was writing, or you know, at the time, you know, my really good friend, probably my best friend, Jake, he was going through a lot of really serious health issues and with Lyme's disease. And sometimes I would see these tweets, and I was away from him. You know, he was back in Indiana. He had to move back to Indiana to go through all this treatment, and I couldn't do anything. You know, I couldn't do anything, and I just the thought of just losing that guy is a really unfathomable thought.
It's so sad that in order for us to talk to each other, we have to stand. You know what? Call me half pipe.
Half pipe.
And then my mind, man, it went to my Gramps. It went to my Gramps. I don't talk about my Gramps that much, but he was the coolest guy ever, man. He was so cool. I love that guy so much. I'm sorry. But he was the loneliest person I have ever met in my life. And I feel like that almost went into the show. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I haven't talked about my Gramps in a long time, since high school. And, you know, just thinking about him, you know, I would channel all those emotions into the show, you know, into the scripts. And that loneliness that I would feel, it's, you either use it or you be consumed by it, you know? I'm not sad. I'm not a sad guy. Maybe at the time of writing it, I was just, I don't know what I was feeling, you know? I started reaching out to everybody. I was really lucky to have a really awesome friend in LA, Coty Galloway. And this guy's the real deal. And I remember I told TBS, like, at the time, and it took a while to get this, you know, to go through, but I was like, he has to be avocado. I put it in my deal. I tried to put it in my deal. I was like, this guy has to be avocado. When I got to tell him he got the part, that was my favorite moment of making the show.
Yeah, you got approved, yo.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Thanks, man. To you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Dude, you got us, man. Yeah.
I was able to give this guy something in return for something he gave me. Like, way back when I did this Mega Man X fan film, and I was quitting. After this thing, I was quitting. I made up my mind. I was like, I'm done with this. Why keep going? I remember we went and got sandwiches at Which Wich. And on the way back, he turns to me and just kind of says, yo, you're like the next James Cameron. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? We're in wetsuits in my dad's garage. Like, and then the next thing he said, it was like, man, 5 years from now, we're gonna be riding around in Hollywood. For whatever reason, and maybe it was just the fact of the way he said it, or maybe it was just, I don't know, something about this dude. And I had known him not that long when he said this. I don't think he knew how much that moment meant to me. And as I got closer to the premiere, once that stress reared its face, self-doubt starts seeping in a little bit, you know? And you're just like, man, is it good? You know, like, is it good? It's like, I thought this was good a second ago. Maybe it's not good. And then you look back on it and you're like, man, I wish I would have done that. Why didn't I do that? And you just, all these things start swirling in your head and you're just like, I can't fail. You know, I can't fail. I'm not going to fail. I'm not failing.
What if you take out the bomb manually?
that could work.
Really? I mean, we could do it together, father and son.
Got to act with Ron Perlman, That's freaking so fun, man.
It sounded so good. I was literally like crying.
Dude, it's gonna be. This is fun, man. It's fun. You're gonna have these feelings. I promise you. You will have these feelings in whatever you're passionate about. But it's all about accepting the reality that at that present moment in time, with the resources that you had, if you did your absolute best, you didn't leave anything on the friggin', you put it all on the table. If you did that, then you have nothing to worry about. You can't worry. Why worry about it? You've literally done everything that you could possibly do. There's nothing left to put on the net. Every resource went in. All the chips. I put all my chips in, and I tried my absolute hardest. I really did, and put my heart into that thing. Whether or not people connect to it or see it or whatever they want to say about it, just the fact that people have given it a chance. It's massive, man. That means the world to me. You just gotta let the chips fall where they may. You might win, you might lose. You might get a bad review. You might end up framing it because you just turn that thing into motivation fuel. Thank you so much for just giving me the opportunity. And thank you guys for literally believing in me and encouraging me in the tweets. We read all the tweets. We read every single tweet. Good, bad, we read it all, and it's we just love that there's a conversation, and I'll end this thing on a good story. Okay, back in the day, there was this art teacher at this college, hated the student, and everything that this guy did, every single freaking thing that he did, every project, she would give him an F. Okay, an F, fail him. Why? Because he did things a certain way. He didn't do things the way the teacher wanted him to do it. He did it his way. The struggling student was actually getting ready to drop out of this class, just quit. But then he decided to give somebody a call. And this somebody said, "There is no right way to do art. And if anybody tells you otherwise, screw them." That's my mom. Oh, by the way, we got picked up for season 2.